Playing 3DS and 2DS, uh, 3DS and DS games in general really sucks since you can't play them in full screen because there's two screens. I mean, I have two monitors.
Oh, welcome back.
Now hold on! Huh?
Do you want to listen? Good luck. Oh, come in. Thank you very much. Could I help? Oh, of course. I'll take those. We had some new things come in.
Snow White. Maybe when she was still a person, she was a survivalist? Maybe even a troubadour?
Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? How's the exploration? You want to equip?
I forgot to change these.
This one, huh? Oh, I see.
Do they mean snow eggs or should I use eternal ice?
Let's get started. I don't know. Something's missing. We'll try let's get started.
I mean, ice isn't snow.
All right, it's ready.
Okay. Wow, adorable. Whoa.
This one, huh? Huh. We'll try let's get started. All right, it's ready. See you guys.
Hey, you guys. All right. Which
That
one
is
you
a lot.
thinking? What'll it be? Damn.
You were, huh?
Oh, it's you. Talk as much as you want. Around on me. Talk as much as you want. Welp, I'm counting on you.
Ah, it's you. I've already heard the reports. Don't take unnecessary risks. Was there something
What are you
else?
guys gonna do with them?
Be careful.
How may I assist you all? Oh? Oh. I look forward to your safe return. I'm counting on your success.
Alright. So there's only 2 places in the end. With shrines. Yeah, this is just a fucking worthless dead end. Let's just fucking wing it then. Okay, you know what? Oh, do I have the key to open these doors yet?
Thanks for coming. So, what do you want? You're ordering this? I guess you got good taste. Anything else you need? See you guys. Ah, it's you. Who's on duty? Was there something else? Be careful.
How may I take care?
Hey, you guys! Talk as much as you want.
What is it? Oh, right, yes.
Constructed with stone wings.
Well, I'm counting on you.
Wait, where do I get walnuts?
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? Items, huh? Anything else you need? Doing this then? See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Chop ancient forest.
See you guys.
It's chopping.
Oh, of course. I'll take those. I'll take good care of them. Could I help you with anything else? Here you go. Here you go. Thank you for your business. Oh, of course. I'll take those. I'll take good care of them. Thank you for your business. Oh, okay. Good night, then. The guest book is here. Good luck.
Ah, it's you. What will you do? Who's on duty? Done. Be careful.
Welcome. The guest book is here. Good luck.
Max, I know there's one which talk about wings.
Oh, what were you interested in? Here you go. Alti had some new things come in. Here you go. Here you go. I'll take good care of them. Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. So, what do you want? I guess you got good. Anything else you need? Sure. Then let's start. Let's hear it. Then let's start. Then let's start. Anything else you need? Doing this then?
Whoa.
Is this good? You've got a deal. Is this good? You've got a deal. You've got a deal. Anything else you need? You want to equip? Doing this then? See you guys.
Hey, you guys! Talk as much as you want.
What is it? But that's...
Not bad. Sure. This one, huh? Sure. Welp, I'm counting on you. All right. Which one you thinking? This one, huh? Huh? Hmm. So you see. Good luck. This one, huh? Yeah. Good luck. This one, huh? Yep. Hmm. Talk as much as you want. What'll it be? Welp, I'm
Oh.
Nice.
I'm counting on your success.
Welcome. Good night, then. The guest book is here.
Lots of things on the first stratum for some reason.
Good luck.
Oh, if it isn't the explorers. To be clear, do you understand? I'm counting on your success. Take care. I'm counting on your success.
good.
Not the fucking ants. Oh, they're way. Eh. I don't particularly not like needless deaths. Where'd you get these monsters? Atria's quite far away. Last I checked. Kinda missed the pugilist. Hey, I helped you find the flute in the first place, knowing uh, very well that something shady was up with that quest. Ultimately, it was a whim. I considered not doing it. Perhaps it's the completionist in me talking. Even though the only Etrian Odyssey game I've completed thus far is 3. I haven't done the post-game in Nexus yet. One of these days I will. But I'm doing things in order for now. A mimic? That makes a lot of sense. Am I supposed to listen to audio cues or something at this point? Because I can't tell.
me know if you need anything. The guest book is here. Good luck.
Hey, you guys! What do you got for me? Not bad. Sure. Thanks.
Nice.
You gotta be kidding.
Nice.
Not bad.
Nectar too.
Sure. This one, huh? Sure.
Asthma. That place is cold, is that really?
Welp, I'm counting on you. Talk as much as you want. Welp, I'm counting on you.
Oh, come in. We had some new things come in.
What? Oh, it makes all of our resistances really low. Which means even though we get a shit ton of defense, the defense is very much just for attacking. Very interesting.
Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then?
Bro, look at all these amaritas.
I'll keep an eye on him. Anything else you need? How's the exploration? Doing this then? See you guys.
Hello. Huh? Mm-hmm.
Haven't lost yet, kiddo. Don't think we ever will at this point.
I don't want you to get hurt. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah!
Jeez.
Do your best out there, lovelies.
Should be easy enough.
Um... Um... Thanks. Excuse me.
All sorts of places. A lot warmer than this place, that's for sure. The sea. Yeah, it's paralysis and sometimes panic. But the description only says paralysis.
Are you okay?
Uh, at our level, I don't really think you or anyone else could be doing this kind of thing. Not without a couple months of grinding, of course. Piss. Of course, it's a gold variant right now.
This is really fun. Here. Um, thanks. Oh, come in. I'll take good care of them. Ah, could I help you with anything else? Here you go. Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? All right. I'll keep an eye on him. I'll keep an eye on him. Anything else you need? Doing this then? See you guys.
Hey, you guys! What do you got for me? Not bad. Sure. Welp, I'm counting on you.
Thanks for coming. Here's the list. Doing this then? See you guys.
Welcome back. Of course. Sleep tight. Here's the guest book, dear. Now hold on. Huh?
Do you want to listen?
Hmm?
And I was like, 6? Those are like expensive and they're awesome. Have you ever actually played on a PDM?
Although it was a Tetris tournament, Eyeball couldn't resist the opportunity to play a round of Super Mario Bros. On a real PVM, and showed off his ability to get the iconic flagpole glitch. And for Martz, everything was going according to plan. The players were vibing, the poutine was flowing, his son Remy was getting in some last-minute practice games on the side stage, and one Canadian player, Jeez, had even created a handmade Maple Leaf trophy for the winner. As for who it might go to, well, everything seems to be aligned for Eyeball to win his first live championship. Except for one small detail.
Who do you think is the favorites for this event?
Tristop. If I have to be honest, it's Tristop. I'm gonna keep it straight. I think I'm probably gonna win.
So who the heck was Tristop?
Maybe look at the dash the hopes of all you fans here. This is Tristop!
He was an American player who had just gone on a godlike run at the 2024 World Championship Eyeball couldn't attend. In the top 16, he defeated the reigning world champion Fractal. In the top 8, he defeated the world-famous first-ever game crasher Blue Scooty. And in the semifinals, he lost a nail-biter to the eventual winner Alex T. But on the stat sheet, he was actually the highest-scoring player overall.
Tristop got robbed of CTWC 2024. He should have won every match. It was phenomenal.
Tristop has become the legend killer here in the top 8.
After the World Championship, Tristop had been virtually unstoppable, winning the Pennsylvania Regional Championship and Ohio Regional Championship in the United States.
Everybody join me right now! Tristop's on top!
Tristop. I can't even name how many regionals he's won. That's going to be a really tough matchup. I've never beaten him before.
And Tristop wasn't even the only American at Montreal. A whole contingent of top American players had made their way
There
out.
it is.
You invited non-Canadians. Why did you choose to do that?
I want to have the best players possible, so I invite more American outsiders. I'm a fan of Tristop. Very happy to have him there for the first time in Canada. So
it only made sense that Martz had put so much effort into this event that he wanted as many players to attend as he could get. But now the entire tone had shifted. The focus was no longer on whether Eyeball could win. It was now a matter of whether any of the Canadian players could defeat Tristop and the Americans.
Canada might not be in the finals, so that's very important. We're the North. Out of everyone here, I think Eyeball can put up the highest scores and give the biggest threat. Granted, I can get those scores too, so it's not too big of a obstacle.
The quest for the Canadians to defend their home
either of
turf
these
began
anymore.
with the qualifying stage.
But I think they should be both fine.
Yeah, the qualifiers are going to be fun. With the top,
Formaldehyde, let's go. That's a rare drop.
The qualifiers would take the 16 best players and seed them into a knockout stage bracket. If Tristop got a top 2 spot, getting the other one would be crucial, as it would give Eyeball the strongest position on his side of the bracket and guarantee he wouldn't face Tristop until the finals.
Format is you've got 1 hour to post as many max outs as you can.
A max out is filling up the score counter with 1 million points.
Goal for me is to definitely max out every game. If I get one early top out, I should be able to get away with it, but goal just max out, max out, max out.
Everyone waited for Martz to give the signal for qualifiers to begin.
3, 2, 1, Tetris!
players were off to the races. Eyeball was on the main stage, dueling with Tristan for the top position, while players on the side stage like Remy were just fighting for one of the remaining 16 spots. To get max outs every time, Eyeball needed to prioritize going for the highest scoring 4-line clears, aka Tetrises, in order to get enough points before the end of the game. But the risk of playing too aggressively for Tetrises is if the game ends in an early top out, it's all for nothing. So Eyeball had a plan.
Kind of from the speedrunning background, I have benchmarks to go for. It's the same when you're playing Mario Bros. You want to be on a specific frame rule. So with Tetris, I try to be on a specific pace. So for a max out, if I'm 700k on 24, I'm feeling okay about it.
In his first game, Eyeball is well ahead of his level 24 pace checkpoint with over 800k, and shortly afterwards gets a max out.
I had a good first game max out, and then game right after that, I just got massive drought.
Since the pieces are random, a drought is when you get no line pieces for a lot longer than expected and are unable to score a Tetris. Eyeball survives as long as he can, but eventually dies to a 46-piece drought.
When you get droughts like early on in the qual, it kind of messes with you mentally.
Eyeball plays it safer to avoid dying to another drought, but falls behind pace, and now has a new problem. He's going to come just short of hitting a max out before the level 29 kill screen, where the speed doubles and scoring becomes extremely difficult. The safe move is small line clears just to survive, but since he's so close, he wants to end this now with a Tetris.
Trying to get this clear. This is a complicated board here for Eyeball. And no, Eyeball not going to be able to turn this into a max out.
If you've ever been in my streams before, you know that the voices are telling me to go for Tetrises on 29. That's when you know if you're getting nervous, when your stacking starts to change a bit and you're going for dumb placements. Bar column 9, just...
Towards the end of the qualifying hour, things have only gotten worse for Eyeball. Tristop has been slamming down max out after max out and is coasting in the #1 position, while Eyeball is down at the 5th seed and in real danger of getting a bad bracket path. He only has time for 2 more games and needs both of them to be max outs. But he again gets behind pace and needs to play on the level 29 kill screen.
I could have gone for Tetrises, I lined out, smart decision, and then that kind of got me back into it.
So now he's into 29 to try to close this out. And you can see him taking the time to just get a workable board, and you know, he can play this level. You know, it's a challenge even for the best players, so you prefer not to, but you can do it. And there it is for Eyeball. So he's going to wrap up that max out.
Slow and steady seems to win the race. But in his final game, Eyeball flips the script and sprints to the finish line. By level 24, instead of just being at the 700k benchmark, he's only 1 Tetris away from a max out.
He'll still be on level 24 if he can convert right now. And the game's throwing him Lombards that he can't use. And there is Lombard over Eyeball with 1 more Tetris.
When time was up and the dust had settled, Canada's best players were positioned well after the qualifiers. Although Remy had just missed a spot in the main bracket with the 17th seed, the OG Louis Scuey had managed to slip in at 13th, Ella and Wallband had claimed the 5th and 4th seeds, and Eyeball had clutched up at the end to get the seed he was hoping for.
I finished seed #2. That's very important because that means I play Tristop in the final.
And to the surprise of no one, Tristop had gotten the #1 seed with a near-perfect qualifier.
So I got 7 maxes. I was hoping for a perfect run, but in quals, I kind of spaced out like midway. If I paid attention a bit more, I probably could have gotten the perfect run, but I'm still really happy.
The bracket was now set, and in the round of 16, Eyeball would face an American player he recognized.
I play Game Scout in the first round, so that's going to be really fun.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I came here just to qualify. This is awesome. I get to play Eyeball.
In the knockout stage of the tournament, the stakes are raised as every single game matters. Competitors each start a game simultaneously, and the highest score wins. Best 2 out of 3 wins the set.
I was against a fellow David, actually. My name's David. His name's David. It went about as I expected, honestly. I will say Scout put up a great game 1. We got it to the kill screen.
We have a result. Scout is topped out, and Eyeball is good.
Game 2, unfortunate early top out, but, you know, it happens in competition.
And Scout is going to top out, and Eyeball is good.
After defeating the tomato can of his bracket path, Eyeball advances to the top 8. Tristop also easily advances, and Ella and Wallband advance through friendly fire on Canadians, with Wallband unfortunately in the position of having to eliminate Louis Scuey.
That'll be Wallband taking this 2-0 over Louis. Let's give Louis a big round of applause.
It was good to advance past the first round, get a bit used to playing in person. I thought I was ready, but then round 2, man, it was really shaky from me, honestly.
In the top 8, Eyeball runs into something he didn't expect. His opponent for a best-of-5 set is a newer Canadian player, Worldoblocks, that he's never faced before.
I didn't know too much about him as a player. I never even knew what his PBs were or anything, so I went in there thinking, okay, I'll probably have a good shot here.
But in Game 1, Worldoblocks builds up over a 100,000 point lead by the level 29 kill streak. Feeling the pressure, Eyeball starts chasing Tetrises on level 29 like he did in Quals to try and make up the difference.
Up top, Eyeball trying to stay alive here. Needs a bar for the right side. No, Eyeball gonna top out.
Worldo kept playing, and it ended up being the best game of his Tetris career so far.
That is a level PB from Worldo, the highest level the Worldo's ever achieved.
I was just like, oh boy, I gotta actually focus up. It happens all the time in competition, really. It's how you see upsets happen. And, you know, you want to get out of that mentality, and that's when you really have to just focus up.
In Game 2, Worldo accidentally topped out early to even up the set. By Game 3, Eyeball is feeling more relaxed and coasts to a max out, while Worldo misses some crucial tucks.
And Worldo, in a world of hurt here, having controller problems, tops out, and Eyeball is good.
And in Game 4, Eyeball closed things out.
Needs to do something to access that left side, and no, Worldo's gonna top out, and Eyeball is good in game number 4. GG's.
After a hard-fought match, Eyeball was now in the semis. So was Tristop, who had coasted through his match without a single game dropped. And Tristop's next opponent would be the winner of Ella versus Wallband, the biggest Canadian showdown yet. As you might expect, it was a slugfest. Game 1 went to Wallband, and then in Game 2, he threw down a max out. But Ella one-upped him by putting up 1.1 million, displayed through a hexadecimal mod as a B on the score counter. Game 3 went to Wallband, and in Game 4, the script was flipped. Ella put up a max out, but Wallband put up 1.1 million to close out the set.
Wallband will be moving on to the semifinals.
Canada's first national champion was eliminated, but in the process had shown that she could still put up one heck of a fight.
It's not bad, especially since I haven't played in such a long time.
Only 4 players now remain. First up, Wallband will be the 3rd Canadian to try and defeat Tristop. But Tristop was still playing just like he did in the qualifiers. First game, max out. Second game, max out. Third game, 1.1 million. Wallband's last hope was to chase down the score on the kill screen, and he tried to do it the smart way with smaller line clears. But the flip side of taking the slow and steady route is it gives you more time to potentially make a mistake.
There's a triple. He's basically there. 1.1 needs to get 1.1. He can't get it, and he's gonna top out at 1.10.
Eyeball was now the last Canadian left in the tournament. His semifinals opponent would be the 2nd highest seeded American player, Sodium, who outside of NES Tetris was known for being one of the best players in the world of other versions of Tetris.
He's a fan favorite for sure, Sharky.
Oh yeah, 100%. So Sodium, that's going to be probably the biggest challenge I've had so far today. Sodium is a good player. Hoping for Sodium to beat Eyeball, just because I'm really good friends with Sodium.
In Game 1, Eyeball is in a dig early and gets an S-piece and plans on placing it here, but then decides on a different move, so he tries to make the adjustment mid-drop.
Oh no, an Eyeball gonna top out, and Sodium is good in game number 1.
Game 1 was not a good game, to say the least, so I was just thinking, all right, there's 2 ways this match can go. I let the nerves get to me, just let Sodium play better. And the other way it can go is I just walk into another gear, I figure out how to play Tetris pretty much, and that's exactly what I did, honestly.
In the middle of Game 2, Eyeball is struggling. He's down 100,000 points to Sodium and at risk of going down 0-2 in the set with the kill screen fast approaching.
We're just about to head into 29. The speed is going to double. I mean, it's amazing to me this is playable with the speed doubling, but it is.
Eyeball starts knocking down Tetris after Tetris, but crucially, he never gets reckless. When the stack becomes dangerous, he takes a safe triple instead.
When you play on 29 like that and you're slamming down Tetris, it doesn't feel like you're behind. It feels like you can come back from anything.
Eventually, Sodium tops out, and Eyeball chases down the score with confidence.
CO9 is what Eyeball needs.
Of course.
And he's very close, just about 48,000. He gets a Tetris, and he's just 5,000 points away. CO9 is the target, and he can single and double this out, and Eyeball's going to get it. So a gutsy game 2 for Eyeball, and he's going to tie this
That turned out pretty nice.
In a pivotal Game 3, Eyeball seizes the momentum. This time, he's ahead by 100,000 points going into the kill screen, and again he plays aggressive but not reckless, balancing Tetrises with safe triples. Eventually, the misdrops pile up for Sodium, and his board reaches the top.
Can he bring this down? And the answer is no, and Sodium's going to top out, and Eyeball is good.
Let's hear it.
In game number 3.
Eyeball just needs one more game to win the set, but around level 19, his stack suddenly climbs into dangerous territory.
This is getting tricky here. Okay, Eyeball having a combo out here, and is kind of bar dependent. And this is really, really tough for Eyeball. See what he's able to do. A bar will be very useful. Gets a triple here. Now it's a couple pieces away from digging this out. And now he's going to uncover that right side. Meanwhile, Sodium's board climbing. And I'm not sure what he can do. Can he bring this down? And the answer is no. And Eyeball is going to hang on to win and punch his ticket to the finals.
I knew what I had coming up for me next with Tristop, but I was feeling really pumped after beating Sodium.
But the next players called up to the stage were not Tristop and Eyeball. Martz had something different up his sleeve. All along, there had actually been 2 trophies.
So at the start, I just, you know, my philosophy, I'm a player. I just want everybody can play one match in competition. So I try to make it happen.
From the very beginning, Martz had planned for
hear
the
it.
players who didn't make the main tournament to get to play in their own silver tournament on the side stage, which included himself. But what he didn't expect was that in the second round of the silver tournament, he would have to face his own son,
Then let's
Remy.
start.
And then he ended up winning the first
Anything
2
else you need?
games.
Remy is fighting for his life, and Remy taps out at 6 game. And
Here's the
Martz got the win.
The second game, my son just early top. He never early tops. Yeah, so he said, I don't want to lose 3-0 because if I lose to my dad 3-0, I will hear about it all my life long.
Remy locked in and won the next 3 games.
And
Tops out at
Martz tops out at
73.
73, so Remy reverse sweep his father.
He ended up advancing to the silver bracket finals, which in a gesture of honor had been scheduled to be held on the same stage as the pros right before the grand finals. And against the American player Junior, Remy ended up winning in 4 games.
And Remy is your silver bracket winner.
Is this good? You
Let
got a
his
deal?
dad present this trophy. Dad, present your son the damn trophy.
We have one winner in the family, one only one.
Yeah, the first time this year in person heaven.
And if you're a Canadian Tetris player interested in attending the next event in Canada, I'll have more info at the end of the video. But before that, of course, let's get into the grand finals.
I know in advance, I can just tell that it's going to be an epic battle between 2 of the best classic Tetris players alive. They're going to play in this finals for you today. It's going to be an amazing time.
The entire audience couldn't wait for the showdown, especially Billy Mack and
Is
his
this
2
good?
daughters who had
You
sat
got a
in the
deal?
front row.
I'm hoping if I don't win, at least make it a good match.
3, 2, 1,
In Game 1, Tristop built up a massive, almost 150,000 point lead by level 29. Exactly the situation Eyeball was afraid of.
He's one of those players where on 29, you just watch him because it's just so smooth. Set up Tetrises like it's nothing.
Eyeball
Is this
felt
good?
forced
You
to
got a
go
deal?
for aggressive elevated Tetrises in a desperate bid to catch up.
He just doesn't have a lot of time to catch up. And there is a Tetris for Eyeball, 1 row off the bottom.
But eventually, Eyeball's luck runs out as he misdrops.
And Eyeball's board, especially in that middle, starting to pile up a little bit. Needs to, accesses the left
Is this
with
good?
that
You got a
bar.
deal?
And he opens up that right side again and a bar comes out. It only burns a single, so it's almost, oh no! And that's going to be a top out for Eyeball
Doing
at
this then?
A64. Tristop
See you guys.
is good in game number 1.
In Game 2, Eyeball is about even with Tristop going into the kill screen. But instead of playing it safer this time, he goes all out with the tricks.
It's aggression here and scoring on here, which will make the difference in this one. And wow, a nice spin for Eyeball in a Tetris. B39 for him, B31 for Tristop. Eyeball set up for a Tetris. Board getting kind of high, takes a skim. Tetris over. There it is, B78, and another one.
Eyeball pulls into the lead with aggressive Tetrises, pushing Tristop to go aggressive as well. Eventually, Tristop makes one misdrop with a line piece, and it's impossible for him to recover.
Tristop's board getting high, and he's going to top out C44, and Eyeball is good in game number 2.
I beat Tristop on the kill screen, which to kind of beat him at his own game, it was really, really nice.
In Game 3, though, Tristop builds up a lead again, and the pressure is on Eyeball. Right before the kill screen, he makes a few aggressive placements and is stuck with a line piece dependency high up on the board.
Eyeball is going to top out at A74, and Tristop is good.
The momentum had now swung back to Tristop. In Game 4, Eyeball tried to get it back by playing aggressive to have a lead in hand before level 29.
I can make kind of a dumb decision. I'm waiting for an L piece. The L doesn't come. I don't have a way to burn.
Oh no, and he needs to get something over there, or at least uncover it. That left side could be fatal for Eyeball, and no, he's not going to survive, so a chase down.
All Tristop needs to win the game and the tournament is one more Tetris. But right before the kill screen, instead of taking the more stable move and tucking the L in, he opts to immediately open up the board for a Tetris. One more line piece and he'll win it all. But then the kill screen hits and he's thrown off guard.
And no! And oh no! Can he bring this down? No! So Eyeball will survive and force a deciding game number 5.
I see Tristop there. All he needs is a Tetris. I'm just like, no, he probably wins this. And then a missed drop cuts off the well, and I'm just like, we're going to game 5. It was kind of a surreal feeling, really.
Against all odds, Eyeball was now just one game away from winning the biggest match in Canadian Tetris history. Eyeball knows that in order to maximize his chances, he needs to take any opportunity he can to conserve burned lines and build up a lead from the very start of the game.
When it's against Tristop, right, he's a really good player, pulls out really good scores. Sometimes you just need that extra little punch to eke out a few extra 1,000 points.
And Eyeball really playing more kind of a high wire act kind of game here. I mean, just with some of the digs and other things he's gotten himself into and out of. Oh no! Oh no! And Eyeball's going to top out. And Tristop is your tournament winner.
As a fan's perspective, you want to see the best possible game 5, and then I top out like 130,000. You know, it's not what you want to see, and I might be down at least 5 rankings on Ryan Amberger's power rankings. DM me when you beat my personal best, by the way, Ryan. Thank you.
In the end, it was Tristop who got called up to receive the 2024 Canadian Championship Maple Leaf Trophy.
Shouts to all my fans and shouts to everyone here. Of course, first time in Canada again, so it was just a really great time. Shouts to Canada and Marks one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna reminisce on this, man. That's gonna be the motivation going into future regionals, future tournaments. I will be back, Tristop, and I look forward to seeing you in the future and everyone else I played against. Thank you.
In 2025, Eyeball finally made it out to the World Championship and made it all the way to the top 8. And in a twist of fate, his opponent was none other than Tristop.
Coming all the way from Vancouver, Canada, representing the Super Mario speedrunning community, this is
Eyeball's friends from the Super Mario Bros. Speedrunning community had showed up to cheer him on with a boom for every Tetris. Watching from home, Martz pinged the Canadian Tetris Discord server to cheer and send good vibes to the best Canadian player.
Tristop is in trouble. A couple hangs over there to the right. Kicking it over, and Eyeball takes game number 1. Tetris ready, but long bar nowhere to be found, and Eyeball's going to top that at 1,088,000. Tristop evens things up. No, that S piece was really bad. But able to get pieces over there to the right. Needs an eyepiece there in the center, but can't find it. Tristop is good for game number 3. Hold on, this can't be downset. We've seen crazier survivals, but that Eyeball actually the worst timing. And now we have a decider up top.
After being given another opportunity for a game 5, Eyeball took the safe burns into level 29, not risking any misdrops at the start of the endgame. Soon afterwards, though, he goes for a creative Tetris setup.
Survival is more important, like I said. No, Eyeball set up for the Calm 9, knocks it down.
Tristop is now almost 100,000 points behind. He tries to build up for Tetrises, but runs into a dig.
Is that hang? Is that fatal?
Oh,
it is!
Eyeball eliminates Tristop. The legend killer's been slain.
Our last international competitor here, waving the Canadian flag.
Woo! Little bit of a rematch from Montreal last year. So why don't you talk us through that one?
Yeah, so I think Eyeball just psyched me out. Normally, like, I'm going into kill screen thinking, okay, I should get a certain score, but like, this time I was thinking about Eyeball's game, and yeah, he won the mental battle, and it really showed.
Tristan in the interview summed it up perfectly. It's just, I've been a mental game, and that's what it came down to. I'm out here, I'm having fun. On the stage, there's absolutely zero nerves for me, and that's what I love about it. I love playing in front of the crowd. Love all you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Eyeball made history by becoming the first from his country not just to make it to the top 8, but the top 4, planting the first Canadian flag on the Wikipedia page.
I'm gonna ask your homies, why don't they come on up and celebrate with you on your Final Four appearance? Guys, come on up.
Today, the Canadian Classic Tetris community is bigger than ever. In 2026, there will be not one, but 2 Canadian Tetris championships. After co-hosting a university tournament and being inspired by Mart's and Clayman's work on the Montreal event, Wallbands plans something ambitious this year.
America has a lot of great Tetris players, but so does Canada.
The Toronto Tetris Championship is happening this weekend at the Toronto Gaming Expo on March 28th to 29th. Eyeball will be there along with Martz, his son Remy, and his daughter Lucy, who also plays Tetris, along with many other top players from Canada and the United States. And on October 17th to 18th, Martz will be hosting his national championship again in Quebec City. If you're interested in attending either of these events, or just want to check out the Canadian Tetris community, I'll have links to the Discord servers in the description.
Hey, don't be shy. You know, I'm Mr. Friendlies, but I'm Mr. Tetris Canada now, so it's pretty cool. So if you want to have some information, don't be shy to ask on Tetris Canada Discord.
But there's one more player you might be wondering about. What about Tristan? What's going on with him? Well, as things currently stand, he won't be returning to the Canada events. He actually spent most of the past year just working on a single YouTube video, The Definitive Guide to Rolling. And when I asked him recently about why he made it, he sent me this message. I originally wanted to make the rolling video because at the time there weren't really any complete, super in-depth resources on how to roll. The video's intended audience, of course, is for new players learning how to roll, but the video became something for myself as a send-off to the community. Nowadays, my time as an active Tetris player is basically at its end. School has been too busy to have time for any of my hobbies, and medical school is just around the corner as well. Even if I never play Tetris again in the future, the world will always have this resource to look back 2 years from now. In terms of everything I've done as a Tetris player, I think that making this video is my greatest accomplishment.
What the fuck, I targeted the wrong guy.
you guys. Not bad. Sure. That's so. All right. What'll it be? Welp, I'm counting on you.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? Items, huh? All right. I'll keep an eye on him. I'll keep an eye on him. Here's the list. Doing this then? See you guys.
Oh, of course. I'll take those. I'll have something better next time.
How's that possible?
Welcome. Good night, then. The guest book is here.
Invincible is back for Season 4 with its standard 3-episode premiere, coming on the heels of what many considered to be one of the strongest episodes in the series as Mark and Eve faced off against Conquest, which in turn came on the heels of the Invincible War. Yeesh, this show does not slow down, and the premiere here keeps up that pace with a lot of new and returning threats thrown into the mix. But while the new stuff is pretty exciting, some of the returning aspects maybe felt a bit repetitive or wheel spinny, but it all gives us a lot to dissect, so So let's talk about Invincible Season 4's 3-episode premiere. And a heads up, I, like many fans, am not reading ahead in the comic books. I read the corresponding issues after I've seen the episodes to avoid spoilers, and I'd like to kindly request that you don't spoil ahead for myself or any other viewers. And keep in mind that it means I'll be speculating without any foreknowledge of the comics. Appreciate ya. Thanks. Alright, the Season 4...
Alright, we do have that single queen on the board, and Martin is so prone to giving away free pieces that I can pretty much just centralize the queen and count on free material right on cue. Thank you, Martin, proving my exact point. We do get pawn forward, and this is basically a glorified game of Hungry Hungry Hippos. As long as I don't trade off the queen and leave myself with a single king, I will always have attacking opportunities, so let's go ahead and speed through all of this free material. Okay, this is getting a tiny bit tricky in the sense that if I do accidentally trade off the queens, it is a forced draw. So if I play something like queen check, and we get a queen blocking that check, it checks me back, which hits my queen, and that is no good. So I think what I have to do is move the king off of this dark square diagonal, because even if I make like a waiting move, queen c3 is still a possibility, which forces that queen trade into a draw. So I'll move my king out of the way, and eventually, just by probability alone, Martin has to give up this queen. So I'm just going to hang out for a minute. I won't even hang out for a minute. I'll hang out for 1 picosecond before that queen is gone. It's not stalemate, so I can just walk the king over, and eventually this is checkmate. We're pushing onto that rank, and with that, we do defeat Martin with a single queen. Let's go move on to 1 rook. Alright, we do have that rook on board, and no shade to Martin, but this should be pretty similar to the game with the queen. We've lost the ability to move like a bishop, so it should be similar, just a little bit slower. We'll go ahead and centralize that rook. It does, in fact, develop a knight. We'll shove the rook over, and there's no shot that Martin's about to push this pawn and play way more concretely than he ever has in his life. We'll hang out for just a second. I mean, that's really all I can do. Until a free actual piece of material appears on the board, like the pawn on g5, I basically have to sit and wait. That is also free, so I will nab it. We'll come back and target g5 again. We do get put in check. That is defended by the knight, so I can't simply take. We'll move the king out of the way. But in very Martin fashion, the bishop does in fact go back. We'll hang out for a moment. These are all not the best moves, but pretty concrete for Martin. There we go. Welcome back, Martin. I don't know who was playing for you before, but I do accept that knight with open arms. Again, we're kind of just camping until we grab free material. It's a little bit of a boring way to play this, but statistically, the Martin bot has to make a certain number of errors to stay under a certain accuracy to actually play at a 250 elo level. So by just not actively blundering the rook, we should eventually win this game. So again, very similar to the queen, we'll speed through this, just a little bit slower. Alright, we do finally collect all of Martin's pieces, and all that's left is to deliver my favorite kind of checkmate. We'll walk the king down, and we do deliver ladder's mate. With that, we do defeat Martin with a single rook. Let's move on to 1 bishop. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting because I'm going to have to somehow force Martin to walk himself into checkmate, since obviously if I clear off all of his pieces like I've been doing so far, a single bishop against a single king is a forced draw. There's literally no way to set up checkmate with just these 3 pieces. So I'm actually going to start by advancing my king and using it as my active piece, and maybe eventually I can sort of walk it into checkmate. So we'll walk Martin forward, hang out with the bishop for just a second, and I think, again, I'm going to use my king to collect pieces. Let's go ahead and put Martin in check, and the king advances. The problem is the more space the king gets, the worse the situation gets for me. Again, we'll hang out for a second, we'll see how much free material I can grab, but really the only free material I'm interested in grabbing is whatever is nearest to the king. I don't really care about grabbing free material over here, because again, my goal isn't to wipe out all of his material. My goal is just to force him into a corner and hopefully eventually checkmate him. Now, somehow I'm almost zugzwanged here. But okay, we find an entrance here on e5, which is promptly taken away. Let's target the knight. And Martin is frankly enough of a silly goober that I can probably gamble taking this knight here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Nice. b6 is in fact played. We'll move the bishop promptly out of the way. And I don't want to test my luck too much, especially when I'm still using bigger pieces like the bishop. He is kind of making waiting moves, so I'll do the same. I really need to get here on e5. As soon as I can do that, I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. Ooh, okay, should I take and Martin recapture? I'm toast. But should I take and Martin doesn't recapture, that actually puts me in a pretty darn good spot. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go ahead and take nice. Knight back to b7, we'll drop the bishop back. Gimme, and again, my goal really isn't to just eliminate all of his pieces. There needs to be enough pieces left on the board that I can actually force him into a corner and somehow create checkmate. So we'll hang out for just a second. But if I wait for too long and these pawns promotes, it might be game over. The other issue is he's somehow worked his way towards the dark squared corner, when really what I need is for him on a light square where he's trapped. So maybe somewhere over here would be ideal. I'm gonna try and hold off these pawns, and if I can, I need to find a way to boot this king out this way. So I'm gonna bring in the bishop as such, and force the king out, and hopefully, somehow I can make him walk out from that little corner, where he is so well hidden. We'll drop the bishop. You've gotta be kidding me. Boy, does he love hiding in that corner. We'll drop the bishop back. We're promptly checked. We'll drop another check. And again, he's worked his way into a dark squared corner, which helps nobody. Okay, maybe I just need to leave like a single pawn. Maybe I don't need to leave him just like all of his pieces. Yes, okay, very nice. Right, because if I just leave him a single pawn, again, it should be theoretically possible to checkmate him, so long as I somehow like walk his king into trouble, which is really gonna be the hardest part of this entire thing. Right, we'll hang out for a second. The problem is if I don't dig him out of that corner, oh, very nice, then I'm not in a great spot. Of course, he's going to advance his pawns, but frankly, there's not really much that I can do about that. Nice. Oh, what I do want to do is be ready for when he comes over so I can boot him out. Okay, I do have to grab that. Move the bishop back, and we'll push him out onto these light squares. Check, bring the king down. Nice, and we're just trying to walk the king into the center of the board as best we can, or maybe towards this light square. But then somehow he'd have to like promote and then put himself in checkmate, which is like exceedingly unlikely. We'll walk the king down. Again, he is in that light square now. Oh, he promotes to a knight. That's actually, I think that's actually pretty good. I'm gonna leave that knight on the board. Okay, we'll hang out for another second. Maybe I walk the king towards these pieces, because in a corner but with no pieces, there's no checkmate. But next to his pieces, on any light square, there might be a checkmate. So I'm going to try and push him over to his pieces. Nice. So far, so good. I'm actually going to let him promote because I kind of need him to have extra pieces on his hands.
Thanks for
Play
coming.
check. No, we definitely don't want you to leave. No, 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 no. Come back. Come back,
right.
mister. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And now there's a bishop on the board as well. I'm going to spend some time here trying to finesse the king into a corner.
See you guys.
Oh, come in. I'll take good care of
Okay, so
them.
we have the king in the corner of the board that is in fact a light square. Now somehow, what do I need to do? Like wait for the bishop to get here somehow? I mean, I can't force it to happen. Even the knight's not enough because if I give check, well, I guess the knight would be enough if I could get the bishop down here. Okay, that's possible then. Okay, instead we are putting check. Let's move the bishop down this way. I'm just keeping my eyes peeled for absolutely any opportunity to give checkmate. I just have to be ready to drop this bishop on b7 as soon as a piece lands on either a7 or b8. Pretty much all that I have to do.
Here you go. Thank you for your business.
Oh no, by 50 move rule, we do in fact get a draw. We don't manage to defeat Martin with a bishop, but let's go ahead and try a knight.
Let me know if you
All right, based on how the bishop went, I'm not that much more optimistic about the knight, but I will go with the same general strategy of basically throwing my pieces in Martin's face and hoping that, whoa, stuff like that doesn't happen, and definitely not stuff like that happening. Somehow, eventually, I force the king into a corner where I can impose a checkmate and not just get stalemate. Let's sneakily attack the queen. No, he actually dodges my queen attack. No, this is not the kind of Martin we like to see. Let's try that again. Wonderful. I was going to go to f3 and then grab the queen, but that works all the same. We need to invade his position with our pieces. There's really not that much to calculate. If you kind of either get into his position or you don't, there's not a whole bunch of in-between to look at here. Nice, I'll take a free bishop, sure. He's doing a really suspiciously good job of stopping these ideas, but we are still grabbing material. That is not free. Let me hold my horses, literally. Let's go ahead and take. Still can't get into the position, but I'm going to hang out patiently for a minute. Maybe re-centralize the knight, grab a free pawn on the way. The king is again sort of running himself into a corner, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm really seeing any checkmating ideas yet, because I am not. Let's reroute the knight. I was going to say to b6, but we'll go back to c5. We can do a little back and forth. A little back and forth hanging out for a second. That is free material. We are put in check, but we continue to munch away at his pieces. Now, I think there's enough material here that we can still somehow force mate. The question is how. Let's start by bringing the knight over, putting the king in check, and maybe we reroute the king in front of Martin's king. The question is, what does the final checkmate look like? I guess it could never be in this corner unless Martin, like, walks into it with the rook. So I guess we can try and play into that. We'll move. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. I moved it into danger, and I didn't even notice, but somehow Martin didn't take. We'll grab this pawn, and then I'm thinking we just give check and walk the king over, move the knight back. I kind of need him to, like, put his own king in the corner, and then I can give checkmate. So we'll hang out here for a moment. Maybe we'll threaten the rook. It does move out of the way, but not precisely to where we want it to move. There we go, nice. We have it on the back rank. Now I need to reroute the knight so that it targets f7, and then I basically just need to buy time until he does exactly these two movements. What are the odds he does exactly that? Incredibly low, but it's pretty much our only chance here. So we're hanging out for a second. I really just don't see any other way of setting up checkmate. Okay, nice. We do get the king. Oh, is there any way that I stop him from moving something other than the rook? Not really. I mean, I can do this. Okay, I have to defend the knight. Stay defending the knight. Come on, just come back to the back rank. You know that you want to. No, don't do that. Oh, for crying out loud, do anything but that. Okay, we'll move the king back over. Oh, please. Oh, goodness. Oh, we might be getting trampled here in just a moment. We're still hanging out. That is check. This idea obviously doesn't work because the queen would just take. Not only that, but she would have to take. Maybe I should do a little bit of damage control. Grab some free pieces while I still have the chance. You know what? At this point, nice. I was gonna say at this point I might as well. Okay, let's stop that king from escaping, but I do need this knight on f7 eventually. So we'll go ahead and reroute it back to g5. Again, there's not that much to calculate. If Martin strings together a really good string of like 3 or 4 moves, it probably would be actually forced checkmate. So not a whole lot to look at here. Move the knight back, move the king forward again, and I'm basically just waiting for the opportunity to drop knight to f7. Okay, we'll take the queen, sure. And maybe that increases the chances that somehow this rook lands on g8. I mean, there are 50 moves before the 50 move rule kicks in, obviously, and there are only 64 squares. So there's a non-zero chance that this rook lands on g8 eventually by some combination of moves.
See you guys. Okay,
well that was not something we wanted. And that's definitely not something we want. No! Come back! Don't do all that! Oh, for crying out loud. Oh my goodness, he's escaping. He's escaping, and if I take this rook, it's instantly a draw. So I have to leave it on the board. Oh, for crying out loud, please walk back. Okay, you know what? We can walk into that corner as well. That is not the end of the world, hopefully. Sure, just stay somewhere over there, please. We'll hit one of these. No, we'll do this and reroute. I can't take that rook. You've got to be kidding me. I was gonna say we're cutting off the king on c8. The only 2 legal moves are a7, a8. But okay, he does take. We do take back, and we do in fact get a draw with a single knight as well. For our final piece, let us try on a pawn. Alright, for the final piece, I do have a pawn. I've moved it to h2 as opposed to d1 because that is simply unnatural, and as opposed to d2 or e2 because I feel like running down the middle of the board and giving check is a guaranteed way to make that pawn disappear like Houdini. So I've put him off to the side of the board, and obviously I have really no choice but to push him. I mean, I can hang out with the king and try and catch every single piece that comes my way. I really don't feel like giving that a try. We're just going to send this pawn on his merry way f6, the most Martin-y move I've ever seen for a move 2. Pawn to h6. Leave it alone. Do not touch it. Look at all these other beautiful pieces you can move. Leave my pawn alone. Thank you. e5 is what we were hoping for. We'll take on g7 again. He's fine. That bishop does not need to move. Move anything else. Don't touch my pawn. Holy cow. Okay, sure, we're getting a little testy, but we do in fact manage to promote to a queen, and this should be easy pickings from here. Nice, thank you very much. I do have a queen on the board now, and this is basically back to game number 2. Surprisingly, because of the fact that pawns do promote, this is going to be much easier than trying to win with a knight or a bishop. I'd actually argue that trying to beat Martin with a knight or a bishop is a much more difficult challenge than trying to do it with just a pawn, because a pawn is basically just, can you get it to the other side of the board before Martin figures out what's going on, and it's Martin. He's never going to figure out what's going on. Okay, spoke a little too soon. Martin does always see mate in 1, so queen g4 is no longer possible. It is defended by the bishop, so Martin sometimes sees what's going on, but as far as playing with pieces goes, a pawn is just way more likely to turn into a queen, whereas a bishop and a knight have quite literally a 0% probability of doing that. I wonder if I can give a sneaky check with a queen. Probably not. You'd probably just take it. Okay, what to do? Maybe I just hang tight for a second. I'm gonna hang tight for a second and wait for the free material to come my way. It is Martin, so it's basically inevitable. Thank you, here it comes. That is a free bishop. Let's grab a pawn, we'll grab a knight. That was a free queen. No comment. We'll move the queen down, try to grab this rook. Please do not checkmate me. Thank you. We'll move the king towards the center. Thank you for the free queen. Munch. Munch. Eat him up for lunch. We can push him to the side of the board, bring down the king to the edge, and we do in fact defeat Martin with a single pawn. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Let me know down below what other challenges I should try out with Martin. I do get really good ideas from you guys almost daily on Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, in the description down below, feel free to send me any ideas you guys have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Welcome. Good night, then. The guest book is here. Oh, okay. Let me know if the guest book is here.
Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, just the ruins again.
Good luck.
Hey, you guys! Don't be a stranger.
I don't get that saying.